All right, all right, all right. Hey, everybody. It's nice to see you here. I decided to try checking out streaming some behind-the-scenes stuff on YouTube and see if you guys like that. Normally, I'm streaming on Twitch is when I actually go and play the game every morning. But I figured, hey, let's try this out and see how it goes. Maybe you guys will like to see this since you guys are the ones who watch it on YouTube. Hi, hey, nice to see you all. So today, oh, let's turn on the camera too. Hang on. Getting used to everything here. Hey everybody, nice to see you. For those of you who haven't seen me in person and just heard me, hi. I'm Swtorista, the one and only. I'm the one who makes the videos and you know, the welcome to the academy, all that stuff. And so today, my friend's asking me to help me with my stat homework. Buddy, stat is the one class I have never taken. I have heard it's the super hard math. You are so on your own for that one. I never even did that one. Bushi says, love your content, by the way. Really smooth in the transitions as I return to the game after 5 years. Well, welcome to the game. Welcome back, rather. So today, we're actually going to be recording some audio for a video that's specifically going to be for level 75 players, especially ones who are newer to level 75 or who want to try to earn gear for level 75. And this is going to be about earning tech fragments. So I'm very excited to do this one. And very much looking forward to recording this one because it's been kind of a long time in the making. I was very late to earning gear at 75. I didn't really understand what was going on for a long time. My friend says rude that I was helping with this stat homework. On your own, buddy. Okay, so let's see. I think what we're going to do is we're going to switch over to the editing screen. Oh, everything's still working. That's hooray. That's very much hooray. And you guys, let me know if you guys want me to add some music in the background or something like that. And usually just used to recording in my all by myself. So if you've ever seen me live recording before, I actually have a whole new setup. We're incredibly excited. Me and Mr. Swtorista finally moved into our new apartment a few days ago. So we're very, very happy. We have a ton more room. This is actually like a closet, but I have more space than I did before in my entire room. So I'm super, super happy. I've got a blanket in the background. That's actually to reduce the echo so that we can have a better recording. And you can actually, where is it? Here you go. You can see a part of my computer in the background over there. So we're super happy, and I have nice air conditioning and everything, even though California is way too hot. As always, California is halfway on fire. Okay. I'm a Sith assassin, says Rob, but would like that area lightning. How in the next chapter? So unfortunately, Rob, if you have a Sith assassin, you don't get to rain down lightning from above. That's one of my favorite abilities, but that one is exclusive to the Sith sorcerer. So supposedly, I have heard, though, from what I understood from their live stream, in the next expansion, for those of you who didn't hear, there's an expansion coming up, woo! In Holidays 2021, there will be the ability to change from the assassin to lightning, or, assassin to the sorcerer, or to any other Jedi or Sith advanced class. So we're still waiting for a lot more details, but you might have that option in the future. Australian Pebble says, EA Play just ended, no Star Wars. I don't remember for sure, but I think they announced that there wouldn't be any Star Wars stuff like a while ago. Like they did a tweet saying there wouldn't be any Star Wars stuff or something like that. So I don't think we were really expecting anything. Audacity is a really good program, really intuitive. Yeah, I'm so shocked that it's free, to be honest. I don't understand. It blows my mind. I used to record. I actually only recently switched to recording in Audacity. Before, what I was doing is I was recording little clips and then importing them to Audacity, but I've finally made the switch over to recording straight in it. Can my bounty hunter finally have a rifle? Yes, if you, in the expansion, supposedly, if you switch to the Vanguard or the Operative, then you'll be able to wield a rifle, right? And you'll be able to get the Ambin JP rifle and be the Mandalorian. Burr, 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 burr. Okay, let's start recording. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up in the background, since you guys don't need to see me reading off a sheet. I'm going to pull up on my website, which is actually where I post all my scripts. All my scripts are on Swtorista.com. So if you're ever having trouble understanding me, or you wanted to check something out quickly later without having to watch through the whole 10-minute video again, these are all on Swtorista.com. They have the same, mostly for the most part, same names for the titles of the guides there, and you'll find the video guide on there too if you're having trouble finding it. So I'm going to get my guide called How to Get Tech Fragments in Swtor. And I have that in the background, and then you'll actually be able to see me talking in Audacity, which is pretty cool. You'll see like the sound waves. Do you think Ubisoft's upcoming Star Wars game might be a new Star Wars MMO? I can't see Swtor having too many more years left. I think they said it wasn't an MMO. I think they said it was an open world game. And seeing as Star Wars The Old Republic just announced an expansion, we've got the 10-year anniversary on the horizon. As far as I can see, it's doing well. Like, the game has definitely had some slumps, like some downturns, like where there was a lot less population. But now it's not one of those times. Right now, the game's doing just fine. Like, is it making... I don't even want to talk about World of Warcraft right now after the recent news. Is it doing Final Fantasy numbers? No. Is it making cash money? Probably. So I don't think they're going to shut it down till that stops being true, you know? All right. Let's see. So here we go. This is how we're gonna... Oh, I'm not... Like, I just tried to open my stream and record on the stream instead of recording in the actual Audacity. Hang on here. Sweet. Perfect. Nope, not perfect. Get everything set up in the background. Cool. So I've basically got my script on one side, and I've got... Darn it! I put this... put my streaming software there because it looks just like Audacity because it's got it open. So what I do is I read, one of the things that can help you read from a script or from a piece of paper out loud better is being able to read well, being able to read faster. So if you're looking to improve your oration skills, so your ability to speak from a piece of paper, first you need to be able to read a few words ahead of where you're going to speak. So if you're kind of struggling through the words as you're speaking, obviously it's going to be harder for you to talk out loud. So one thing you can do is just practice reading, and it can be whatever. Doesn't have to be like Charles Dickens and like, I don't know, The Origin of Life by Charles Darwin. Like, it doesn't have to be anything fancy. It can be comic books. It can be really short books. It can be on like a Kindle. It can be an ebook. Just pretty much anything where you read. The more you read, naturally, the faster you get because you're able to recognize words better before you even read the whole thing. So we're going to be doing that as we read. So I'll be reading ahead a little bit. And then I'll be working on pronouncing, trying not to go too fast. That's something I struggle with. I speak very fast if I don't slow down. And I know many people struggle with like saying or ah. I've gotten a lot better at it. I still have a lot to work on. But one of the things you can do to kind of prevent that while you're speaking, right now I'm not reading off a script. Secretly, I've got like a cue card in the background, is anytime you are worried about saying something you don't know what to say, you feel like you're going to say or ah, just take a second. Most people won't worry about that half a second pause that you need to recoup yourself. And even if it takes you a few seconds, get in the practice of it because you'll get better at it over time and it'll take you less time to pick up the thread where you left off. You can read at a speed of 4 parsecs. A parsec is a measure of, wait, is it time or space? Never was quite clear on that one. So now that I've given you a lecture of how to get a little better at reading out loud, let's do some reading out loud, right? I'm actually gonna flip these around for me. I know it doesn't make any difference for you guys. Okay, here we go. Drink a lot of water. Chug a lug. Tech fragments are the currency players use to buy high-level gear in Star Wars The Old Republic. In this video, I'll be showing off some of the fastest ways to earn them in the game. So let's see how this sounded. So the good news is, one of the things we want to see is that the little bars, the sound bars, aren't hitting the top. If they're hitting the top, that means it's too loud, there's too much going in, and it's going to get cut off and it's going to sound very bad. So let's do a little. So that was a recording of just some blank space. And I'm basically going to select a bit of blank space and I'm going to go, this is called Audacity, like audio, Audacity. It's a free program and I'm going to use noise reduction on the little section that I selected that was supposed to be quiet, but it wasn't. There's background noise, there's a little bit of fuzz from me just being here. Mostly it's the fan on my computer that makes the noise, but you may have various sounds around your house that do that. So I'm gonna get noise profile. And I'm gonna select the part where I was talking, effect, noise reduction again, and then I'm gonna apply it. And it'll get rid of some of that background noise. So let's see how this actually sounds, if it sounds good or too echoey. That sounds pretty good. The audio sounds good. I realize the way I'm saying tech fragments is probably hard to understand. Zathos, I think I'm gonna skip that. Skip that fun fact in my list of facts for how to speak better. Silmy says, hey Swtorista, just want to thank you for all the guides. Hey, cheers. I hope you have some other good resources to follow in Final Fantasy. I know a ton of new players have been jumping in, so I can only assume there's at least a few content creators covering all the newbie stuff, right? Atris, this is just some behind the scenes. We'll still be on Twitch every single morning. Oh, Andre, thank you very much. Andre says, shout out to you, Swtorista. Keep up the good work. Cheers. Oh, you guys can't hear my sound. Got it. Thanks. Let's fix that real quick. Let's fix that. Okay, I see what the problem is. You're good to go now. Okay, let's give it another go. Tech fragments are the currency players use to buy high-level gear in Star Wars: The Old Republic. In this video, I'll be showing off some of the fastest ways to earn them in the game. Okay, I think that was a bit better. Tech fragments are the currency players use to buy... There you go, now you can actually hear what I'm saying. Perfect. Zathos says, I'm surprised you're not using Streamlabs to do both Twitch and YouTube. I believe when you reach partner on Twitch, you can only do one or the other. There's like a limit. Also, I like being able to talk to you guys. It gets really difficult to me to handle more than one chat. So let's go and keep going. Tech fragments are mainly used to buy set bonus gear from the vendors in a corner room of the supply section of the Republic or Imperial Fleet. Set bonus armors are empty armor shells that give you a boost in battle if you are a matching set on your character. We need more water. My voice is scratchy. Oh, what's your favorite Star Wars joke? Really? Oh, it's gonna be the one about what's the temperature inside a tauntaun? Lukewarm. That one is so bad. It makes me laugh every time. And thanks, Carl. Cheers. Okay, let's keep going. Your goal as a new level 75 player will be to eventually... Oh, I can hear a plane in the background. Let's see if the microphone heard it. Your goal as a new level... Yeah, but it wasn't noticeable enough, so I shouldn't have worried. I'm getting used to my new apartment, like what sounds can be picked up by this microphone. I'm in the closet, literally. And what's too far away that it doesn't even notice. Your goal as a new level 75 player will be to eventually collect 6 pieces of set bonus gear based on your character's combat discipline, and 1 piece of amplified champion gear, which doesn't have a matching set bonus but gives a small boost as the 7th piece. Have you tried the newer BR-4? Is that a type of microphone or something else? You'll also separately want to get a tactical that's good for your combat discipline. Most set bonus pieces and tactical items can be purchased from the vendors in the corner of the supplies section, with each piece costing 3,000 tech fragments and 1 million credits. If you're lucky, you may get some set bonus pieces for free while playing various types of content. But since that relies on chance, you'll want to work on earning tech fragments so you can purchase your set bonus pieces and tactical. should cross the street first to Banther the Crate Dragon. We need a punchline for that joke. Oh, the new blaster rifle. Oh, I see now. When I gave a quick check about it, one of my YouTube videos has the new weapons along with the new armors. I didn't have too much interest in it. It was alright. It's pretty cool. I like the way it glows. Daniel says, "Hi Swtorista, watching your videos has helped me a lot when I re-downloaded Swtor with no clue what to do. Welcome back to the game then, Daniel. I'm glad it helped." Where are we at here? In addition to these set bonus vendors, there's also a special vendor named Kai Zyken, who appears only around the weekend, who sells a random assortment of endgame gear at discounted price. So make sure to check in on him before purchasing your gear from the main vendors to save some tech fragments. If you've already earned all your set bonus and stuff like that, there's also a special quest in the same area that allows you to turn in 10,000 tech fragments for a very rare and very valuable crafting material that you can earn to and then sell to other players for a ton of credits. I figured I'd throw that one in there. It's not in the script, but it's nice to know. In addition to your set bonus pieces and tactical item, you'll also need to earn actual gear with stats. That won't be covered in this guide. To get gear with stats, instead check out Gearing Up Solo at level 75, a guide for a lot more info about how to do that. Now we get into the actual guide now that we've explained. Hey Arjuna. Emmanuel says, "No, I'm a person. Hey, I'm a preferred player. I was a subscriber. How can I earn 7 days free now if the link doesn't work anymore?" You cannot. It's very sad. The referral links are now gone. There's no other option. You cannot earn 7 free days, so the only way to be subscribed is to actually subscribe to the game now. Switching to the Swtorista brand fancy voice, right? Is something I really have to turn on. It takes, even just speaking like this, so that I know you guys can hear me. I'm not like, you know, that's like me just normally if I'm not trying. But yeah, it's something you have to like take a deep breath, speak from your diaphragm, blah, 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 all that. Is there a reason why they ended the referral program? Yeah, it was because, in short, people were not using it the way it was supposed to be used. It was meant to say, you meet someone online, you're playing, I don't know, Call of Duty with them, and you say, "Yo, I really like Swtor, come play Swtor with me." And then the person comes plays and, I don't know, gives Bioware money by subscribing to the game. And then in return for you recruiting that person in some capacity, you get a pet or cartel coins or whatever. But people were using it to recruit people who were already in the game. So they just decided to end the program as it was. It was never really working the way it was supposed to be working. What are you going on about, Russian bots? All right, let's go. Let's keep recording so I don't lose track of time. Number 1, Toborro's Courtyard through the group finder. By far the fastest way to earn tech fragments is by running an operation through the group finder, and Toborro's Courtyard seems to be the quickest and easiest to run. Yeah, I'm really glad we don't have the referral link spam in general chat anymore. It is nice to not have to see that anymore. I'm glad no one else gets scammed by it anymore too. Most people weren't scamming, but there definitely was people saying, "Click my link and I'll give you 5 mil," and then not give the 5 mil or whatever. The hard part is that the group finder will only allow you to queue up with up to 7 players, so you can't easily bring in a preset group of 8 players, and the group finder also tries to pick a random operation for you to run from something difficult and time-consuming like Gods from the Machine, all the way up to the single boss operations which can take under 10 minutes. I've got like water in me. Smart players, however, have figured out that you can indeed use the group finder to run a specific operation with a specific team. as long as you do everything right and don't mind a little extra patience to getting the operation rolling. To join a Toborro's Courtyard group, head to the Republic or Imperial Fleet and look in general chat for players posting about TC, short for Toborro's Courtyard. The group finder requires specific roles, so you will see them looking for a tank, usually just one tank, a healer, usually just one healer, a DWT, a damage with taunt. So that would be a player who can queue up as a tank, but will focus on doing damage. The classes, the advanced classes that can do this are the Assassin, Juggernaut, and Power Tech Imperial side. And on Republic side, that would be the Shadow, Guardian, and Vanguard. The other little term you'll see is DWH, damage with heal. And that one's a player who can queue as a healer, but will focus on doing damage. This includes Imperial side sorcerers, operatives, and mercenaries. And Republic side, that'll be sages, scoundrels, and commandos. The last term you'll see is DPS, which is a damage player of any kind. Zathos says, I'm surprised you're not using a recording booth. Like, what would that be, like a towel over my head? Let me Google one real fast. Recording booth. I mean, this seems to work really well to me. Like, all the recording booths that are actually like full-size ones seem to be huge. Oh, like the little foam padded box. Before I had about, let's see. I had about 24 inches of space by about 4 feet. That was all the space that was mine in the world. I might look into one now. I honestly don't mind the quality of the audio now. Once I clean it up, it's not too bad. It's not going to be enough for like doing professional, I don't know, audiobooks or whatever, but it's just fine for YouTube and I don't have to take anything or tear anything down. So I literally only use Audacity for the audio recording, and it's a free bit of software. It works very well. It's not like I don't know what professional people use. Actually, I think a lot of professional people use Audacity. So you're asking the wrong person. But I also use something called Sony Vegas Movie Studio. That one's not free, but it's between $50 and $100. I like it a lot. I highly recommend it. And Photoshop. That's about it. Nothing too fancy. And OBS Studio to record video. I saw a question earlier. Right. Juan said, is it true that Masterianos token is not showing us collected after purchasing it from the Seasons vendor? There is sort of a bug that I've heard. I think they may have even posted about it officially. You may need to use the both tokens that you get from the box. So you buy the box, the Force Imbued object, and then if you use just the Alliance alert, if you just use the Summon Masterianos immediately button, it's probably called like Holo Communicator or something like that. It sometimes doesn't go in collections. You need to also either just use the Alliance alert, or you may have to run the Alliance alert. I'm not sure of the exact bug. Oh, Arjuna, thank you very much. Arjuna says, I love your vids. Keep up the great work. Thank you very much. Bugs in 2021, outrageous. What kind of microphone you got? I have I'll drink some more water. Gonna have to fill up in a second. I have a Yeti microphone. It's quite old now though. I don't know if it's the same as the ones they have now, but it's the main Yeti microphone. I don't know if I would recommend it, but it works very well for me because I speak very quiet. It's very sensitive, so I can hear stuff in a room 3 miles away, you know? I don't really know what one is recommended. It's not the best, especially if you're going to be typing, because I type like I'm trying to destroy the keyboard. Hey Diaz, welcome to the game. Glad you like the videos. All right, let's continue on. Where are we at? If you meet the roles that group is looking for, click the player's name in chat to message them, and type what role you are in the whisper. For example, just DPS and the letters TC for Toborro's Courtyard is fine. If you get accepted, make sure to confirm which roles you're going to queue for in chat, and then open the icon of 3 little people near your minimap. Choose Group from the tabs at the top, and choose the correct role from the drop-down. If you need to change the drop down, this is very important. You should also travel to your stronghold or to the fleet afterwards to get the game to properly recognize that you've changed roles. Once your group is ready, 1 or 2 members will leave, and your group leader will try and queue you up until you successfully get correct members of your group, and you get Toborro's Courtyard as the operation. Oh, I just heard a doo-doo-doo. Oh, that's really funny. And the doo-doo-doo was actually someone subscribing on Twitch. I don't think you guys need that one. Hang on. Let me delete that. Okay. Yeah, it's okay, Archina. I appreciate the support. I'm not gonna worry about the currency type too much. There we go. Okay, next. You can run Toborro's Courtyard. Oh, Courtyard. That's like a go-kart, except it's Toborro. You can run Toborro's Courtyard through the group finder once per character per day. You can earn over... Oh, I'm having trouble talking. I'm gonna get some more water. Okay, bye, BRB. I'm cracking up about Toborro's Courtyard. Okay, I have more water now. We're good. Okay, here we go. You can run Toborro's Courtyard through the group finder once per character per day. You can earn over 600 tech fragments per run. And if your group is organized well and forms quickly, the actual fight takes under 10 minutes, even with a slow or inexperienced group. While group formation can be a bit up or down for time, if you played Toborro's Courtyard and got in about 4 runs per hour, you'd have over 2,000 tech fragments as well as any gear that happened to drop from the boss. Toborro's Courtyard through the group finder is by far the fastest way to earn tech fragments in the game. For more info, especially if you plan to lead your own Toborro's Courtyard group, I have a video called Toborro's Courtyard through the group finder guide. There's so many bugs. If you do the Toborro's Courtyard through the group finder, it's hilarious. Like I mentioned one about having to switch locations, but there's like 3 other ones too. We're having a lot of fun learning how to do that. What will be the blue shell equivalent to be in Toborro's Courtyard? Well, the blue shell hits whoever's in first place. So that would be taking aggro from the tank without using a taunt, I guess. Then you get the whole boss on you for doing well. Kraga's Temple of Courtyard. I love it. How often do you stream? I actually stream every single morning. Every weekday morning. For me, that's 8 to 10 a.m. PST, so about starting about 3.5 hours earlier than now, I think. I'm bad with times. But that's over on Twitch, not on YouTube. I just like the whole setup a lot better there. Number 2, Conquest. Another fantastic way to get tech fragments is by completing Conquest on 1 or more characters, while in a guild that picks a large yield planet. You don't need to be a part of a giant guild, just one that regularly hits about 5 million conquest points total per week, and has a player dedicated to picking a planet each week for conquest. And you will personally need to hit 50,000 conquest points on any characters you want to earn conquest rewards on. You'll get 100 tech fragments as soon as you hit your 50,000 points. Then another 500 tech fragments the next Tuesday when your guild also completes their conquest for a total of 600 tech fragments per character per week. This is like my favorite method because I can be very lazy about it. I'm about to share some of my secret tips. Are you ready? Oh, decomposing. Yeah, my sheath falls on the floor all the time too. If you're willing to log in once a day for about 10 minutes, and if you... Oh, we lost a word somewhere. Hi, Skyfire. Theodora! I've never seen that flashing ready one. Well, there's one more for the list, I guess. If you're willing to log in once a day for about 10 minutes, and if you have the full 150% stronghold bonus, you can easily complete Conquest on 14 characters by barely lifting a finger. My personal method is to do 2 characters a day. On a high level character who is level 71 and up, I will do the Advancement Reputation Conquest objective, which gets me 43,000 Conquest points. Like running a single daily planet mission, then doing a few small tasks, or by running a single space mission operation and doing the bonus quests, which will easily put me over the 50,000 threshold in under 5 minutes. Oh, I'm itchy. Under 5 minutes! Hey, Loki, nice to see you. Yeah, I figured I'd do some behind the scenes stuff here since I was going to be recording anyway, since we're going to be back on Twitch tonight doing an operation. By the way, for anyone who wants to watch us run, we're going to be doing veteran mode, so the second most difficult mode of Nature of Progress operations. So one of the harder ones for sure. We're going to be running it on Twitch tonight at 6 p.m. PST, so in about 6.5 hours from now. Then I go on a low level character who is level 11 or higher. I press K on my keyboard and assign a utility point, which puts me at about 35,000 conquest points. Then I get a companion out, look up what gifts they love, for example on Swtorista.com/gifts, and give them a single high-level gift of that type, which will give me about 16,000 points, allowing me to reach my conquest point goal in under a minute. This method can be done once a day, with those objectives resetting daily. You can also... Did I already say that, fun fact? No, okay. You can also gather points quite quickly in additional characters, not in them. The points are not in the characters. Hey, are you doing an audio version of this short story? You know what? We'll see how my voice is doing after we record these two. If my voice is doing okay, we can do the short story too. Yeah, I know at the time zone it gets kind of hard. I have a little command. I'll see if I can get it working for YouTube next time I stream. That helps figure out the time zones. Okay, with those objectives resetting daily. You can also gather points quite quickly on additional characters by doing most types of content in the game if you have time to actually play, as long as you remember to switch around between characters once you've completed Conquest on them. For example, on my main character, I will naturally complete Conquest just by playing at my normal rate, even if I'm not trying to, so I make sure not to do any of the easy Conquest objectives on her on purpose. If I'm doing something like Dailies or Flashpoints, I'll make sure to switch characters and continue on where I've reached 50,000 Conquest points. My current highest character count for Conquest has been 20 characters in 1 week, which got me 12,000 tech fragments in 1 week from Conquest alone. Other players report being able to do up to 40 characters or more in a week. While you don't need to shoot for these high numbers, you can still earn a large pile of tech frags on multiple characters through Conquest. If you're feeling a little lost about what Conquest is, I've got both a guide about Conquest in general, as well as a super easy Conquest objectives guide. Do you have anything fancy for your audio? No, I don't have anything. Actually, I think Mr. Swtorista has fancier audio equipment than me. I've got an arm. I don't know if you guys can see it. Oh, you can. No, you can't. I've got an arm that holds up my microphone. That's it. Hey, Mirikis. Miriki says, what's going on? Are you doing well this fine Thursday? Bye. Bye, have a good day at work, Travis. Are you doing well on this fine Thursday? Yes, I'm doing very well, thanks. I wanted to sit down and get some work done, but I figured I'd come hang out with you guys while I do it. Thanks, Hannah. All right. Let's continue on with our recording. Number 3, Onderon Dailies. If you're looking for a great way... Oh, I messed up my words. Number 3, Onderon Dailies. If you're looking for a great solo way to earn tech fragments, the Onderon Dailies are a great relaxed choice. Once you've fully completed the Onslaught expansion, you can press the icon of 3 little people near your minimap. Go to the solo tab at the top, and quickly pick up the weekly for Onderon and travel to Onderon from there. Completing a full round of Onderon Dailies will net you 500 tech fragments and can be done once per week per character. Do you know if New World will become free to play? I have no idea. I still kind of don't know much about their pricing model. I know you have to buy it, right? Hey there, Robert. Okay. Ammon, I'm glad you're enjoying the behind the scenes. Number 4, Meksha. Another easy way to earn tech fragments solo is the Meksha Trade House Dailies that you can also start after the Onslaught expansion. The Trade House Weekly can be picked up inside the auction house from a glowing blue terminal and requires that you complete 3 Trade House daily quests. These daily quests can only be completed once per day, so you'll need to pick up and complete a Trade House quest on 3 separate days to complete the weekly, but each individual quest can be completed in a few minutes. The weekly will get you 400 tech fragments per week per character. Do not confuse these with the Meksha Heroics, which are much harder and don't have as good of an easy reward. Hey there, Rivik. Right, Zathos is saying don't run New World if you... So New World, for anyone who hasn't seen it yet, is the new online game by Amazon. And I got a chance to check it out a little bit ago. I don't have too much thoughts on it. I posted them on Twitter for anyone who really wants to read them. But yeah, if you have one of the super fancy graphic cards for your computer, the 3090, it can crash it. It can fry it. I don't have one of those. We're good. We're fine. Right, if anyone actually has anyone. Most of the people who had one were like people who are big streamers, big computer people, you know? So it makes sense that they had one in the first place. Oh, but rest in peace the ones that that got fried. I'm sorry. It's like horrible. Like I don't want my computer parts to like destroy themselves. Okay. Number 5, Flashpoints. Veteran mode and master mode flashpoints are also a good way to get tech fragments. The amount will vary a lot based on how you're running them. So there's 100 tech fragments by running the veteran mode flashpoint group finder daily. So just running a random flashpoint with all flashpoints selected in the filters. So truly random through the group finder. And then you can get 125 tech fragments through the same method, but for master mode through the group finder random. On top of that, there's also 150 tech fragments weekly for veteran flashpoints, where you must run any 5 veteran flashpoints. You can pick that up on the Republic or Imperial fleet from a terminal in the supply section. And then if you do the same thing for master mode flashpoints, completing any 3 master mode flashpoints, you can get 300 tech fragments per week. Flashpoints are also just a really great way to get gear, either to disassemble or to wear if you're still upping your gear score. Apart from running Toborro's Courtyard through the group finder, operations also tend to be a great source of tech fragments, and you'll get roughly 100 tech fragments per boss. Maynell, thank you very much. Maynell says, been a fan of your content for years. Thanks for all the amazing content. Aw, thank you very much. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, we're working on one right now. Oh gosh, so that special graphic card that we were mentioning, is it the best of the best right now that you can get as an average person? I don't know too much about it. It's so much out of my budget. It doesn't really matter. It costs about $3,000, not credits. $3,000. 3,000 tech fragments. Number 6, Galactic Starfighter. Galactic Starfighter is also a great way to earn tech fragments, especially if you only have a few characters, or if you're already running Starfighter for the Galactic Seasons objectives, or if you just like it. You can pick up the daily and weekly from the combat section of the fleet once you've completed the introductory mission, also from the same terminal in the combat section of the fleet. The daily only requires that you run 1 or 2 Starfighter missions and gives you 120 tech fragments, and the weekly requires that you play 10 matches with wins counting as double. That's all the water. It's like, who's giving me hoops? And gives you a whopping 700 tech fragments per week. While regular PvP can also net you 450 tech fragments for its weekly, completing the weekly requires you win 10 matches, not just play 10 matches, so it can take a while to complete it. If you're new to GSF, I have a full video guide series called Galactic Starfighter Basics. So, Mirikis is going to play City of Heroes, Homecoming, Legend of Pirates Online, Open Fusion, SWTOR, Toontown, and Wizard 101. Good list of, you got your good list of going in free games there, right? I don't even know what, oh, we have a GeForce RTX 2060. It's not super old. That seems to work pretty well. And finally, number 7, Renown and Deconstruction. On top of all these other ways, you'll also get 100 tech fragments from every Renown crate you get. So using a Renown boost to gain Renown faster will get you tech fragments faster. You'll also get a lot of tech fragments simply by deconstructing gear you don't need as well. A full batch of deconstructed gold gear will get you about 150 tech fragments. In short, any piece of gear that isn't an upgrade for you, or you don't need for another character, you can deconstruct, and you can do that by clicking this very tiny icon of a broken lightsaber in your inventory to deconstruct your gear pieces and get tech fragments from them. Oh, that's it. That one's not too bad. I have a good one, Hearn. Decomposing says, I need to get into this GSF. The seasonal objectives are pushing it, and I need to accelerate season progress. Yeah, so it's, I will warn you, the videos will tell you the same thing. It's a very it's the most difficult part of the game to get into, because it feels so incredibly unfair the first time you go in. Like in PvP, if you die, you know someone killed you. You're like, man, I sucked. They killed me so fast. In GSF, depending on how skilled you are with your mouse and your keyboard, you may kill yourself before anyone else even gets to take a shot at you. That's my experience, at least. So I really recommend watching that full 5 series of videos. I know it's quite a bit, but it helps a lot because it shows you how to go practice before you even go in. Rick says, so it's better to deconstruct underpowered legendary gear. Basically, so what I do is before I hit 306, I equipped anything that was a item rating upgrade at all, even as the smallest upgrade for the item rating number, and then deconstruct anything that won't upgrade at all. And then once you hit 306, you can like decide if you need to min-max your gear or not first. So I like to use a site called oh, I don't have my special commands here, sorry. Let's see if I can type it in chat. merlinswtor.com. That helps me figure out my stats. I like that a lot. So merlinswtor.com. And then I make sure the 306 pieces I get help align with that goal, whatever the goals for the stats are for my class. And then destroy anything else. Bye! Okay. I guess I have to record the outro. I always do this one kind of on the fly. I don't really have a script for it. And that's my favorite ways to earn tech fragments in Star Wars The Old Republic, whether I'm earning them to get my set bonus or if I'm trying to get some sweet, sweet credits by earning 10,000 tech fragments to buy that rare material to sell. If you want to show your support for this series of in-depth videos about how to play Star Wars The Old Republic, visit Swtorista.com/support to make a pledge. And if you want to see similar Star Wars The Old Republic videos show up on your YouTube homepage, subscribe to this channel. As always, may the Force be with you. I know you guys in the chat are already subscribed, so you don't have to listen to that advice. Shh. Yeah, I'm a big hoarder for gear. I actually hoarded for a very long time because I had the concept of I wanted to gear up many characters. Like, I think I've got at least 20 characters in basic 306. So basic top end game gear. And I was trying to go for a full 48, but I decided to stop that. That was too much. Thanks. Zed says unsub and resub. Perfect idea. I decided that was too much, and so now I've mostly just been destroying everything, actually, now that I've got all my main characters mostly geared up, you know? Alright, let's save this. Save, and this will be called Tech Fragments Fast. So the other one I wanted to record, let's let me just start a new one. Does it work that way? If I close this one, does it go away for you guys? No, we're good. Okay. And then I also recorded a separate one called Toborro's, or I wrote, have not recorded it yet. Toborro's Courtyard through the Group Finder Guide. Mirka says, I don't have a dang clue as to what to do when gearing. Yeah, I don't know if you've started looking into it at all yet. But how to gear up at 75. If you haven't even started gearing up at all yet and you don't really know what's going on, I love this video, Gear at 75. I really recommend to watch it. It has a lot of info. Has it ever happened to you that accidentally delete one of the recordings? Oh yeah. Not too often, luckily. I try not to make like 40 recordings and then not make the video until later. But every once in a while this happens and I throw a temper tantrum and I cry about it. And Mr. Swtorista has to be like, there, it's okay, there. And I just continue on with my life and re-record it, you know? I think one of the weapon ones, actually. One of the weapon ones, like top 10 X weapons, was one that I had to re-record. But I try really hard to back stuff up and make sure it doesn't, and labeling it and putting it in the right place in the first place helps a lot. All right, so this one has a lot. I don't know if this one's longer or shorter. Can't tell off the top of my head. Hey there, Foxy. Hi there, Superior. Okay, so here we go. We just start the same thing again. So this is, if you guys heard me talking about Toborro's Courtyard earlier, this is taking that little segment and expanding it all the way. So some of it's a little bit repetitive, but for the most part, it kind of like explains the bugs and the why. Like, why are we doing it this way kind of thing. I found once I understood the why, I was able to get my groups going faster and stuff like that. You guys talking about spice? Toborro's Courtyard through the Group Finder is the fastest way to earn tech fragments in Star Wars The Old Republic, the endgame currency. Oh, in Star Wars The Old Republic. Tech fragments. Haha, we don't need to say what game it is 5 times, it's fine. Toborro's Courtyard through the Group Finder is the fastest way to earn tech fragments, the endgame currency for gear in Star Wars The Old Republic. In this video, we'll be going over the full information about tried to rub my eye and it like distracted me. Here we go. In this video, we'll be going over the full information about running Toborro's Courtyard using the Group Finder, the tricks to getting it to work, and all the bugs you may encounter, especially if you are leading a group. Each run will earn you around 600 tech fragments, and the actual fight takes less than 10 minutes, even with a less experienced group. Hey, Doctor! Thank you very much! Oh, fellow Canadian, hi there! Doctor says, since finding your content and videos, it helped me be a better player overall. Thank you. Cheers! I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm glad it's helping you enjoy the game more and help you play better, too. Oh, hey, Demon! Nice, Demon! So I wasn't sure, like... I'm already going to be streaming like twice on Twitch today, so I figured I could pop over to YouTube and say hi to everybody here. So Demon's one of the people who's like been with us when we've been trying to figure out all the research for these guys, because that's what we do in the morning. A lot of the time we're just running content so I can, for fun, or so I can learn how to do it and stuff like that, so I can know how to explain it and all the ins and outs of it. To run Toborro's Courtyard, you will need to be level 70 or higher and be subscribed to the game, which are the requirements for any operation in the game. I really like this fight because it's quite easy, and I tell players who join me for my runs that they don't need any gear, any experience, or skill to join. While the method of getting into the fight can be a bit convoluted, the actual fight is great for beginners and has a giant laser beam, which is a great introduction to operation mechanics. Laser beam! It's okay, Demon. You missed me getting really close in Eternal Championship. I got like 15:30 for my time that I needed 15 minutes for on my concealment operative. To join a Toborro's Courtyard group, head to the Republic or Imperial Fleet and look in general chat for players posting about TC, short for Toborro's Courtyard. This fight is also sometimes called Golden Fury, which shortens to GF, which is also short for Group Finder. The Group Finder requires specific roles, so in their chat message, you'll see them looking for the following. A tank. You really only need one, and sometimes experienced groups go without a tank altogether, but your tank will need to know some basics like what their taunts are. They don't have to be a great tank, they don't have to be geared or anything like that. You'll need a healer. Same thing, you only need one healer. Though your healer should know some basics like where their combat revive button is. This is something a lot of basic beginner healers don't know yet, so check in with your healer if they're new. A DWT, a damage with taunt. So a player who can queue as a tank but will focus on doing damage. That includes assassins, juggernauts, and power tech's Imperial side, and shadows, guardians, and vanguards Republic side. Thank you, Zathos. Laser beam, indeed. Is crafting really worth it? Asks Eric. Or is it just finding better gear? So if you're looking to gear up, like to become stronger and hit things harder, crafting is not super worth it. Other than even the augments that you can craft are great, but they're cheaper to buy than it is to learn to craft them in the first place or craft them yourself. So what I like about crafting is mainly the cosmetics I like a lot, and I like the gathering skills because you can pick stuff up off the ground for free. Some players do make buku bucks, lots of credits from crafting, but you have to have a lot of knowledge. You have to be playing the market. You have to be doing basically research. So it's kind of hard to jump into to get to that point. And there's not going to be any guides because obviously they kind of want to protect their little niche there. Oh yeah, so the link to when sorry, I'm really struggling with the YouTube setup. That's the main reason why I stream on Twitch. Is this twitch.tv/Swtorista, and I stream there every morning at 8 to 10 a.m. PST. So I just put that in chat for you. Yeah, and if you're looking to make credits through crafting, same thing. You kind of have to find a niche. Like one niche that was mentioned in chat by Zach is selling the industrial prefabs, which are used for getting decorations, or maybe selling dyes, or kind of little things like that. Hey, Cox. Speaking of Kogas, if you guys want to learn about more high-end gaming, which I don't do the really hard stuff, Kogas has actually made a video with me, or rather helped me make a video that I think it's going to be coming out Monday. I'm still trying to decide. I got like 50 videos right now that are almost made, and I got to decide which order to release them in. I think we might put it out maybe Friday because it's done. Are we Friday yet? No, we're Thursday. Cogs, your video is going to come out on Friday. Kogas has a bunch of really cool videos about playing the Juggernaut, as well as doing ranked PvP. He's got some drama videos too, if you guys like that. Movie says, "Hey, Swtorista, just dropping in to say that I enjoy your guides, and I'm a returning player and played since beta, but I haven't been able to play for the last year. Hey, well, welcome back to the game. I'm glad you enjoyed the videos too." Yeah, so Decomposing kind of crafts the way I craft. Decomposing said, yeah, I craft just for personal stuff, dyes, crystal stems, and blue quality augments for my own use. That's basically how I craft too. Crafting is great if you play like purely solo and you want lots of cosmetic stuff, though. I love that a lot. There's definitely a place for crafting, but one interesting thing that's new is a buku box. You couldn't craft endgame gear in past expansions for the most part, not from scratch. Like if you'd never done any group content, you couldn't craft any endgame group gear, you know? This is the first expansion where a player, you'll need a lot of credits and a lot of crafting materials, but it's the first time you could ever technically craft some of the best gear in the game. So you can, it's just the cost is so prohibitive, and just getting gear. Like I've got a video called How to Get Gear Solo, Best Ways, something like that. I can't remember, it's very recent though. It's gonna be on the first page of the videos on the YouTube. It's so fast to get gear once you know about these ways. It's not worth crafting it. Cameron wants to know, what other MMOs have you played? Does New World count? We played it for one day. We played it for like 3 hours. So I've played RuneScape. That was my big, I don't know if that quite counts, but I was super into that when I was younger. Really, really enjoyed it. Guild Wars 2 I really like. I haven't been playing it a lot in the last few years, but I played for at least a year or two, like really solid playing, have an endgame character and stuff like that. The exploration in Guild Wars 2 is great. I love it, just love it so much. I tried out WoW for like 5 minutes. That's about it. I haven't tried ESO or Final Fantasy at all yet. Zed, you'll need to log into Steam, SWTOR, you need a Steam account. That's just how it works. G4, I'm glad that gearing up video helped you. Where were we at? I lost my spot. Shadows, Guardians, and Vanguards, Republic side. Oh, there we go. Republic side? Why do we go up at the end there? That's the end of the sentence. And some DPS, a damage player of any kind. The goal of getting these roles is to queue up with a group who can tell the group finder that they have the standard grouping of 2 healers, 2 tanks, and 4 DPS, even if there's actually only 1 tank, 1 healer, and 6 damage characters, which makes the fight go a lot faster than having the composition the group finder is actually looking for. If you don't have the correct kind of roles selected, the group finder won't even let you queue up. That's not quite right. It'll tell you to try and look for the wrong types of people. If you meet the roles that the player hosting the run in chat is looking for, click their name in chat to message them, and type what role you are as the Whisper. For example, just DPS space TC is fine. If you get accepted, make sure to confirm which roles you're going to queue up for in chat. So if you message as a DWT, your damage with taunt, make sure you're actually queuing as a tank and not as a DPS. Sometimes it's good to check. And then open the icon of 3 little people near your minimap. Choose Group from the tabs at the top, and choose the correct role from the drop-down. Cameron says your guides are the reason I started to play Swtorista. Ooh, I'm glad you were able to get into the game through them. I'm glad they were able to kind of show you what the game's like before you tried it out. There's an important bug related to this dropdown that you and your group members need to know about. If you need to change the dropdown, you should also travel to your stronghold or to the fleet to get the game to properly recognize you've changed roles. Otherwise, the group finder will ignore the new choice you've just made, and things may not work well when your group tries to queue up. If you have a less experienced group, it can help to type in chat what everyone needs to queue up as by name, and then remind them to check the dropdown and travel to the fleet or stronghold if they had to change it. Oh, you can kind of see I'm struggling with my words a little more. I'm going to go get some more water. This is probably, I don't think we're going to be able to record the short story at the end of this. We'll see. It's kind of looking like I know I'm starting to lose my voice already. BRB. Oh my god. My tortoise. Hang on. I'm laughing too hard. My tortoise is like drunk. My tortoise is like leaning down into the dirt with her little feet in the air and sleeping. Bam. Alright, let's fix things. I'll have a headphone stand soon. I don't have one yet. I'm sorry, I just moved here. Or stronghold if they had to change it. Shelly the tortoise! So cute. The group finder does not allow you to group up with a full pre-made group of 8. Instead, once your group is ready, usually one of the tanks will leave and queue up by themselves in the group finder. Sometimes that tank will queue up for a random story mode operation. Other times, if you're in a very organized group, that player will queue up for just Toborro's Courtyard and forfeit the random reward in return for saving the group time. Oh, I have to sneeze. I don't want to sneeze. Oh, I just kicked my desk. Oh my god. What a disaster. Once that player queuing by themselves is ready, the group of 7 left will be queued for story operations through the group finder with no filters applied so they can get the daily group finder reward. If everyone's roles are correct, you should get a pop either immediately or shortly after you queue. There are 2 problems that might occur once you get a pop-up. You might get either the wrong operation or you might get the wrong person as your 8th player. If you get the right person, but the wrong operation, just decline the pop-up and queue up again. Sometimes you'll get lucky and get Toborro on the first try, and other times you'll get unlucky and it will take you many times. Just keep queuing till you have the right players and the right operation, then click ready. If this isn't happening, make sure to check the lockouts tab in the activities finder and make sure no one is locked out. There's also some funky stuff that can happen if the player has run a harder mode of the operation, even if you're only running story mode. So if any players are locked out of story mode or veteran mode towards Courtyard, have them switch to a different character. tortoises kind of have a loud hiss noise. Ours doesn't really make any noise at all. Every once in a while, if she gets like dirt up her nose, she'll make a little like sneeze sound. It's adorable, but otherwise she's completely silent. We think it's a Russian tortoise. We kind of inherited it, adopted it from somebody whose kid basically grew up and didn't want the tortoise anymore. She'd been taking good care of it, but she's like, I don't really want a tortoise. This is for my kid and my kid doesn't want it anymore. So we're like, well, we'll take your tortoise. And she gave us the whole cage and everything. So we were very, very happy about that because it was like probably a couple $100 house terrarium, the glass house. And then we're in the middle of rebuilding her outside house too. We already had one from before where we lived. We just haven't filled it up with stuff for her to run around in yet. Oh, she worked with desert tortoises. Oh, we like those. The big ones, like yeah. Yeah, those ones live a really long time. I don't think that was quite in her wheelhouse. I think you have to like go through a bunch of special stuff to adopt one. I don't think we're quite there yet. John said earlier, hello, playing since beta and have always enjoyed your videos, constantly referring to them in-game as well. Ah, cheers, I'm glad you're enjoying them. Another long-term player. Yeah, so our tortoise is like silent, pretty much. Oh, you need permits. Yeah, I'm in California. I just know when we were looking up, like, originally for our first tortoise, we were looking like, what type should we get? We were like, oh, desert tortoise, so cool, desert tortoise, oh, you know. Okay, let's see. Have them switch to a different character. Okay, here we are. If you get the wrong person, you can try queuing again and hope for the right person. However, a fast thing to do is have your group leader who is queuing your group up add that player who you accidentally got temporarily to their ignore list by typing /ignore and then the player's name. If you don't, you may decline and queue up again and keep getting the same person in your queue every time, which is frustrating for both you and for them. Sometimes the group finder also just takes a few minutes to think about its options instead of being an immediate pop-up like it should be. So try waiting a minute or two first to see if it fixes itself and gives the operation after thinking. The last bug. Oh. How do you say Chiss? I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Nihilus. But that's not how I want to say it. I'm pretty sure I said it wrong in one of my other videos. Your tortoises destroyed your screen doors? Where they're like, we want to come inside and get strawberries. The last bug just happens sometimes. You'll have all the right rolls, no lockouts, and your 8th player is in the queue. But you just don't get a pop. If this happens, you can have your healer leave the group and queue up with a tank. So you have one group of 6 and one group of 2, which seems to fix things most of the time. Yes, people say, yeah, I really want to pronounce it Nihilus or Nihilus. I'm pretty sure it's just Nihilus, though. I need a dog? I do not need a dog. It'll eat the tortoise. Okay. Once actually in the operation, tell whoever randomly received group lead to type /RC in chat to make sure everyone is ready. You can have your tank destroy one of the small isotope containers, which will make things easier for your healer. Just be aware attacking these will put your group into combat, so leave them alone until your team is ready. Hey there, Chris. It's Nihilus. Perfect. Thanks. John says one of the desert tortoises became a lap tortoise, which was unexpected. Really? Really? I thought for the most... Okay, so I know that ours, she doesn't... When she recognizes us and she's not in scaredy pants mode, she doesn't mind being, like, pet or held, but she doesn't seem to like it either. That's adorable. I'd freaking love to have a tortoise that sits in my lap. I'd have to wash my hands every 5 seconds, though. During the fight, the boss will play a loud siren warning sound, during which everyone on your team should run up the stairs near the boss and onto the orange tiles until the red laser beam goes off. There will also be some additional enemies in the back. If your group happens to have a second tank, they'll be the ones to go pick those up. Otherwise, at least one player should dedicate themselves to killing the additional droids that appear right after the red laser beam. Otherwise, they can do a lot of damage to the group if they're ignored or not defeated quickly. Oh, I keep imagining Lap Tortoise. What's the point of owning a pet that doesn't like to interact with you? I don't know. She's adorable. She's really cool to watch. It's good enough for me. Experienced groups can easily flip through multiple runs of Toborro's Courtyard in a short period of time by making sure everyone knows what roles they are queuing for and switching around between characters, keeping in mind the roles that are required, like the damage with taunt and damage with heals, and having their 8th player queue up for just Toborro's Courtyard. At 600 tech fragments a run, although the method of getting into the operation through the group finder is a bit convoluted, the extra steps and patience are well worth the reward of an easy 600 tech frags. Lord Voldatort? Oh my goodness, that's a good tortoise name right there. Hey there, Joe. Nice to see you. Joe says, hi, first timer. What is it? Long-term listener, first-time caller? Would it be long-time watcher, first-time chatter? How old is the little one? Yeah, so we had an itty-bitty tortoise. Like baby. Something very tragic happened to it. I don't want to talk too much about it. It makes me very sad. That tortoise is not with us anymore. Okay, and then now the tortoise that we have is about... Do you guys want to see the tortoise? I'll record the outro. If you guys say yes, you want to see the tortoise, I'll go get it and just show it to you. How's that sound? I hope you enjoyed this in-depth video about how to run Toborro's Courtyard through the group finder. It can be very hard to figure out what's going on if you've never run it before or had it explained before. If you want to show your support for these in-depth Star Wars The Old Republic videos, visit Swtorista.com/support and pledge. If you want similar Star Wars The Old Republic videos to show up on your YouTube homepage, subscribe to this channel. As always, may the group finder luck be with you. So absolute yes. Put the cam on the shelf for tortoise eye view. I love it. Okay, let me go get her. Hang on. Gonna slam. Gotta be gentle with the headphones. I hate to break it to you, but most of the time she just sits there doing nothing. It would be a very boring tortoise cam. Okay, I got her in one hand. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. Yeah. Okay, down we go. Oh, she's sleepy, little tort. I'm gonna move the microphone out of the way so it's gonna sound funky, sorry. Okay, where are we at here? We'll not jiggle you around too much, little buddy, and no. Oh, let's go with the big camera. Do we have that? Yeah. I think this should work. Yeah. Okay. So she's very sleepy right now because she was sleeping. She's not really 100% alive yet. So she's about she's this big. Here's my hand. This is how big she is. She's kind of sad right now though because we moved and we're setting. They like to roam around. They like to roam for miles, like I don't know if miles, but they go really far at any given time and look around for food or maybe a special tortoise friend, I don't, or maybe a safe space or water. So they like to just stomp around and walk really far. But right now she's stuck in her little house since we moved because we have to build her a little outside pen. So we have like a, it's not really a house. It's kind of like a playpen. Hi, show them your little feet. Do you see her claws? She likes to like dig with them. They're quite sharp and durable. So taking care of a tortoise is not like a dog. It's less work. Their poop's a lot easier to take care of. They don't require to be played with. She doesn't even really like to be played with. I don't even think she particularly likes this right now. But you have to know a little more or you're going to accidentally not be able to take care of them well. Like you can't feed her table scraps, you know? So her name is Shelly, for anyone who didn't catch that earlier. She's very cute. She's super cute. So basically a lot of times she sleeps. A lot of her behavior is based on the temperature. So if it's too cold, she'll kind of just go in baby hibernation and chill out. If it's too hot, she'll hide or burrow in the dirt. But when she's happy and when she's doing well, she likes to stomp around everywhere and do a big walk around. She likes to like roam around. It's very cute. Are you wiggling your little back legs? Hi. No, that's it. Okay, bye everybody. Spin-off channel. I'll be right back. Gotta go wash my hands too. She's very cute. I never thought I'd say a tortoise is cute, but I find her adorable. That was my tortoise. I don't like an animation where you can like feed the tortoise on screen or something. I don't know if I can do that. Let's see. Ooh, oh, what happened to the camera? Could I actually be able to see me? Okay, there's one and back to video editing. I think we finished, right? That was the end. I gotta just save it. Sweet! For me, the audio is the hardest part because if I'm feeling unwell or tired or whatever, you can hear it in my voice. Or like if I've already shot my voice from like yelling or being excited or something and I can't record either. So it's the part that holds me back the most from making videos. All right. Let's see. And then, let's see what else can we add. Right, did you guys want to read the short story together? I think I can do it. I think I feel up to it if you guys want to do it. Cheers, Blunt. Yes, short story? Another benefit of dogs, you don't have to wash your hands. I'm allergic to dogs, so I absolutely have to wash my hands, but I don't have to worry about salmonella, for sure. Demon says Shelly refused to perform for the camera. Tortoise says this is what my life has come to. Oh, and your dog's snoring by your feet. That's good. I'm glad your dog's keeping you company. Someone asked, does she like strawberries? Oh, she does. She loves them. Her favorite, though, that we feed her a lot is, we feed her rose petals. It's adorable. I'm like, here, my little princess. Here, you can have us some rose petals. Let's go on. So this is a short story that was posted on Swtor.com. It's called Seeing Red. It actually came with a wonderful little note from the author. I'll read that to you guys just for fun. This won't be part of the audio, but I hope you guys enjoy it. Hey, Jess, thank you very much. Jess says, thanks for the guides. They helped me a lot. You're very welcome. I'm glad they were useful to you. Oh, Zathos, I know. We had a dog in our last house. I just had to wash my hands whenever I take care of her. And I did not like cleaning up her poop. If you figure out a way to magically clean up dog poop, let me know. Let me know on that one. Tortoise poop, easy. Tortoise poop is literally just like grass. It's mushy grass. Scott says my dog is my foot warmer for work right now. Oh, work from home benefits, right? So here's the little letter from Jay. It says, greetings from up north. Hello, fellow Canadians. My name's Jay, and I've been with BioWare since the days of Neverwinter Nights. The last 12 years have been spent on the writing side of game development, getting my start on the tail end of Mass Effect 2. About a year and a half ago, I jumped at the chance to work with the talented Swtor team down in Austin and haven't looked back. For a kid that grew up playing Star Wars action figures, it's been a tremendous privilege of adding a few of my own stories to the vast Star Wars universe. Two of my favorite new characters, Jakaya and Ras Ordo, were introduced in the Flashpoint Spirit of Vengeance. But trouble never left an Ordo alone for long. Left to oversee the Mandalorians after Shae Vizsla begins her hunt for the treacherous Field Marshal Hedda Cole, Jakaya faces his first crisis when a conflict between two clans turns bloody in the short story, Seeing Red. Hope you enjoy it. And then, oh, let me look up this Mandalorian greeting right here. It means cheers. It can also mean hang in there, come back safely, literally command, stay alive. From Jay Watamaniak, senior writer. Very cool. What? He's been in BioWare since the last 12 years, Zathos. I think you're kind of confused. Hey, Scriptalicious. Alright, so we're going to record this short story. So I haven't pre-read this one. So I don't know how well it's going to go. Let's see, it's going to be Ras in the beginning, but then it switches over to Arla, who's a female character. Her lined and scarred face betraying no emotion. I don't remember what their voices, what do Jakaya and Ras Ordo sound like. There's a really good cutscene, isn't there, that has them both in it. One of the early cutscenes. I think I might even have it up on my channel. Maybe I can find it there. Maybe it's called Meeting Jakaya Ordo? That sounds very familiar to me. Does anyone remember what the name of the cutscene? Hey there, Isaiah. Cutscene with both Ras and Jakaya in it is called. So I got Spirit of Vengeance story. Would probably be after that, right? I'd like to get a little bit of a demi-gruff guy voice, right? Right. Oh, I see. I don't think I have that one on here. I think it's at the beginning of Spirit of Vengeance. So I can watch this. It shouldn't have too many spoilers for you guys. That's an ad. Go away. Not what I want right now. I'll get it so you guys can see too. Yeah. Thank you, Spectrum.
Make the jump on my order. Not a moment sooner. Understand me? Good. There you are. I need your help.
What happened?
My advisor, Jakaya Ordo, has gone dark, overseeing a cargo run. There's been trouble recently. Some of our escort missions have been harassed.
Oh,
You mentioned
he's
being targeted a while
he's
back.
not in there?
Right. Jakaya was trying to flush this group out into the...
Oh, that's so sad. Maybe at the very end? I'm gonna try and keep the spoilers minimal here. I need to hear what he sounds like. Oh, I see him, I see him, I see him, I see him. I see him in the thumbnails.
Any crew that can stand are working on repairs, Mandalore.
Any crew that can stand are working on repairs, Mandalore. What about Jakaya?
Nothing. Apart from failing to rid the galaxy of my crotchety brother. They must have
Oh, it's
what they
his
came
brother.
for.
I keep thinking it's his dad. Okay, so let's listen to that one more time.
Any crew that can stand are working on repairs, Mandalore.
Keep
Why
on
did I
them.
ban you on Twitch?
Sooner
You
we
probably
get out
said
of here,
something
the better.
weird. That's usually why I ban people.
Any sign of ships circling back?
Nothing. Apart from failing to rid the galaxy of my crotchety brother.
Okay, there's...
Any crew that can stand are working on repairs, Mandalore.
Oh,
Keep
look
on
at
them.
this.
The sooner we get out of here, the better.
Wrath, any sign of ships
Eh.
circling back?
Nothing. Apart from failing to rid the galaxy of my crotchety brother. They must
Okay, I think we're good for that. So let's escape out of full screen. Oh god, it's repeating, it's repeating. Little bro is new to combat, right? Hey there, Phoenix. Phoenix says, might not stay, could need to do stuff. Just adding, you've done fantastic videos, so I'll probably watch this later if I can. Cheers! Yeah, so we're gonna be, if you come back later, you'll see us recording the audio behind the scenes if you want to watch it. Or you can just watch the video, it'll probably be out next week. Okay. Where are we at? I need to open up the story. I need to minimize OBS. Need a new track. Get it all ready to go. Okay. Late again. Jack is going to kill me. Ras Ordo was only steps away from the entrance to cover fire, the favored watering hole he and his brother Jakaya had been frequenting for years. When Jakaya wasn't on assignment, it was a good bet he could be found here at about the same time of day, eating about the same kind of thing, surrounded by about the same kind of people. This was the unofficial cantina of warriors, real blaster and blade types with credits to burn. Everything from the torn posters to the swinging sign to the thick wood door was the rusty color of dried blood, stained from years of desert winds blowing over the red sand dunes surrounding the settlement. Ras wasn't born on Geonosis, but he lived here long enough to miss the fiery sunsets and many moons when work took him off-world. Geonosis! Oh! Swtor actually has quite a few ties to Geonosis, if I remember right. I forget the exacts, though. Ooh, Scut is trying to decide between a bounty hunter or a Sith assassin. Oh yeah. Have a good one, Big Said. What's the mission where you can go and meet Ordo so you can look you in the eyes? That's the one I was trying to think of, but I couldn't. I think that might be called Meeting Jakaya Ordo, but I couldn't figure out off the top of my head where that file was, you know? He pulled on the red-tinged brass handle. The heavy oak door couldn't muffle the rowdy din inside. He swung it open in a piercing, uncoiled grind, and was enveloped in the spicy tang of cooking food, bitter ale, and the unchecked racket of soldiers on leave. He stepped inside, squinting into the dim light. The regulars gave a loud cheer. Ras waved back with a big smile. Expecting a deserved dressing down from his older brother, he quickly picked his way through the tables, nodding, saying hello, and slapping a few backs, as he made his way to the familiar corner of the pub. Ornamentalist for weirdos. Jakaya was head down on his personal datapad. Oh, what happened? Am I louder than I was before? Uh-oh. We might have to start this one over because I didn't look at it closely enough. Let's see how it goes. Late again. Jack is going to kill me. Ras Ordo was only steps away from the entrance. He stepped inside, squinting into the dim light. Oh, it seems okay. It's alright. Jakaya was head- That one was not alright. Jakaya was head down on his personal datapad, his flippers, you know? His face. Jakaya was head down on his personal datapad, his face locked in grim concentration. He looked tired. Ras felt a pang in his chest. Things had changed for Jakaya. A victim of his own competence and leather-chewing stubbornness in the face of impossible odds, Jakaya couldn't stay hidden from leadership. Shae Vizsla, leader of the Mandalorians, was hunting down a dangerous rival and promoted Jakaya to Arbiter. His brother was now her voice in all things Mandalorian. A great honor, or, as Jakaya himself added, a great pain in the shebs. Jakaya stayed on Geonosis to run the day-to-day operations, preferring a physical distance from the seat of the Mandalor's power to help people understand he wasn't Shae Vizsla and had no designs on her title. Ras didn't think it was necessary, but Jakaya was a loyal soldier and would take a wound or two for the good of the cause. He wasn't rank and file now, but in this ratty cantina on a dusty planet, the patrons gave him the greatest compliment they could muster by conspicuously overlooking his new status and continuing to regard him as one of their own. Oh, it's supposed to be one of them. Good enough, though. I wish I just had a little voice clip of each of them I could listen to. I kind of want to go back and listen to it again. A Spirit of Vengeance? Maybe I'll just search YouTube for meeting Jakaya Ordo.
Meet Google Fi.
No, I don't want to meet Google Fi. I want to meet Jakaya Ordo. Jakaya Ordo. Oh, sweet. Oh, I do have that cutscene up. Perfect.
You don't
Here, I'll
demand
switch over to
anything,
desktop,
Jakaya.
yes.
Certainly not from her.
If you're risking your life out there, I'll demand what the clan requires.
What's going on?
It seems I'm a child in need of a parent.
You're Mandalore, the Avenger. You have responsibilities to all of us.
So you often tell me.
Who's this?
Jakaya Ordo.
Talk of warriors to the endless jabbering of politics.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to pull off a voice like that. It's pretty not up my alley. Well, we'll give it a try though. No lecture? Ras asked, his voice raised above the clamor as he sat down. Eyeing the datapad. That must be good news. A glance at the bartender got him 2 drinks. Another one dead. 3rd one this week, Jakaya said. Mandalorians were seldom at peace, and today was no exception. Jakaya set his screen down, pulling at his beard, more gray than brown these days. Mandalorians fought. It was a way of life, and Ras was proud of that. You don't sharpen a blade you don't intend to use, his brother always said. The drinks were dropped down without ceremony. Ras pushed one over. What's up? Another attack on Clan Shale. This one was barely out of training. Jakaya handed over the datapad. He couldn't bring himself to look at the body again. The body. Shameless plug to my own channel. Right. Narak? Ras didn't have to ask. Clan Narak wasn't shy about making their point with spilled blood. Ras looked at the screen. This was them, all right. Likely. They don't know when to back down. What a black... Oh, not blacked, blasted. What a blasted waste. Jakaya took a swig to wash down the frustration. Clan Narak was young by Mandalorian standards, effective but unremarkable, and still finding its identity. So when the former leader mocked an impulsive upstart named Balag and was killed on the spot, some called it a proper challenge, others called it murder. Balag became the head of the clan, but his reputation was stained. He had a problem with appearing weak. Balag started picking fights. Oh, that was too loud, sorry. Shouldn't yell into the microphone. Balag started picking fights and spilling blood to prove his strength. The latest and most daring trouble was with Clan Shale. They were an old and respected clan with the trophies and glory to prove it. The body on the screen deserved a better death with a better enemy. What do you expect with Balag running them? Ras said. He's going to run Narak into the ground if he keeps this up. He scoffed. He didn't like Balag. Too stubborn to lead, too stupid to see it. I've spoken to Arla Shale, Jakaya said. Fought with her during the raid on Darvanis. She's solid, but won't let her people be treated like this. It won't end without a lot more bodies. With Mandalore gone, we need to stand as one. What are you going to do? Call them in. It's time to talk. I'm going to take a second. I'll be right back. Alright, yeah, I hope there's some new Lucasfilm news coming up. That would be nice. That would be cool. I'd be down for that. It could be about so many different things right now, because they've got like a ton of, they announced that big list of things, right? A while ago? Like all the TV shows, all the various other Lucasfilm things, like someone mentioned there'd be Indiana Jones stuff. They have Willow that they're working on too. That could be about that. Then there's like a million Star Wars TV shows right now. We'll see. I'd love to have something soon. That'd be cool. Call them in. It's time to talk. Call them in. Okay, here we at. Where are we at? A duel? Arla asked, her lined and scarred face betraying no emotion. Without a moment of consideration, she nodded to Jakaya. As the arbiter decides. No hint of fear in her eyes, only steely certainty. Balak hesitated. He stood a head taller than everyone. His eyes were an uncanny yellow and flicked from Jakaya to Arla, the tiniest hint of unease in his gaze. Arla was experienced, maybe not faster, maybe not stronger, but Balak would have to be a blind. Be a blind? A blind what? Was that a typo? Or just be a blind? Oh, be blind. Maybe. Hang on, let me see if I can find that. Blind. I think it's supposed to be blind, not a blind, even though that's what's in the text. Arla was experienced, maybe not faster, but Balak would have to be a blind. A blind what? But Balak would have to be blind to consider her an easy target. Arla arched an eyebrow at the pause. Agreed, he said, his chest puffing out. Rast felt the need to roll his eyes, but controlled himself. The matter would be ended. Maybe. Rast trusted Jakaya, but he wasn't sure this would work. Too much had happened, and the cuts were too deep. So I'm guessing Arla's in charge of, I was thinking a blind fool? Like, I don't know. If you don't mind me asking, what are you recording for? Hey, Jaren, welcome. And SA is like, what is going on too? So we're recording a short story that was made available on Swtor.com about some Mandalorians that are part of the recent expansion and should be part of the next one as well. A blind bleep. Right, that would work too. Good. Jakaya nodded. But before I make it official, there's one condition. His eyes were like two chips of obsidian. If you're defeated, he began slowly, watching each leader, you and your clan will be destroyed. No quarter, no exceptions. What? Balak and Rast exclaimed at once. Rast stepped towards Jakaya, his voice incredulous. Jack? Jakaya's look stopped Rast cold. This wasn't his brother. No friendly face from 1,000 memories of wrestling in the training yard or stealing a bike ride on an unattended speeder parked behind the marketplace. Oh, it's not a bike ride, it's just a ride. You don't bike ride a speeder. No friendly face from 1,000 memories of wrestling in the training yard or stealing a bike ride on an unattended speeder. It'll do. It's not perfect. Sorry, people. The marketplace. This was the arbiter of the Mandalorians. His word was law. You can't destroy a whole clan over this, Balak persisted. This was a reasonable outcry, but at this moment, it sounded weak. Agree to this duel or end your dispute, Jakaya said. I agree, said Arla. She remained impassive, but there was something on her face. A wariness and something else. Amusement? Something passed between Jakaya and her. Rast couldn't tell what. Let's see how it goes. That whisper of something on her face enraged Valeg. Spots of red began to appear. He glared death at her. Well? Jakaya's face was iron. The young man clenched his fist and sneered. Hard check! He cursed. Agreed! He turned and stormed out. Arlo nodded to Jakaya and followed, the door booming shut behind them. I think it's Ras talking here. The clans won't like this, not one bit. What have you done? Jakaya leveled him unflinching glare. Oh. There's like words missing, I don't understand. Jakaya leveled him an unflinching glare. Made a decision. The arena. As far from the grand halls of Alderaan and the greasy lights of Nar Shaddaa as any place could be. There was little distracting decoration set against the brutal stone. It wasn't a place of entertainment like the hut's foul death pits. It was a place of settling disputes between warriors. Hey, Osmond, cheers. Zathos, chill. Chill out, dude. Chill. Relax. My goodness. We're gonna have to settle this in the death pits. Okay, where are we at? The floor of the arena was a mixture of packed dirt, red sand, and gravel that scraped off skin and snagged the feet of any who lost focus. It was a good place to fight, and a suitable place to die. After centuries, the grey wall stood stoic to the sounds of battle. There were no seats for those who came to witness, no accommodation for any to be at ease in this place. When others fought, you stood. The assembled were calling out, clashing weapons against armor in a chaotic reverie as they waited for the contest to begin. Yo, I didn't read this far yet. If I fight like I type, I'm doomed. Me too, John. I'm toast. We're just done. Let's just watch. I can't type for crap. Like, I really can't. You guys should see what these guides that I write look like if I had to proofread them properly and if I didn't have spell check and stuff like that. Oh, it'd be so sad. So sad. Oh, Isaiah says, Osmond Pond, I've watched your videos before. What are Osmond's bits about? Okay, how we going? Reputations are being made, all right. Okay. Where are we at? A single horn sounded, an instrument of bone taken from an ancient beast to signal the start of a contest of honor. The crowd responded in kind with a thunderous howl. Jakaya Ordo, arbiter of the Mandalorians, appeared on the outer edge. The faint shimmer of a shield wall rose high into the air to ensure no witnesses were harmed or tempted to interfere. In the arena, all judgments were final. Were harmed or tempted. Good. Sounds good. Jiren says, you guys are still really helpful. Cheers. So no matter what happens, a bunch of steadfast Mando warriors die needlessly. Waste. Isn't that like Mando's thing? Is to fight and die? Like it's like literally what they do, right? Do you have a Discord server? Let's see, does this work here? Oh, I'm trying to figure out how to use YouTube to stream still. We sort of do. If you happen to subscribe on YouTube or Patreon or in Twitch, you can connect up your Discord account to your whichever those you use, and then you can actually visit the Discord channel. Let's see. Right? All judgments are final. Yeah, okay, cool. Jakaya began to walk. The clamor began to fade with each step. When he reached the center, he paused to survey the crowd. They were as silent as the stone. They disapprove, Ras thought, watching the proceedings from high up in the stands. More than that, they were angry. Word had, of course, got out that more blood would spill when the victor of this contest was decided. Not since Mandalore the Vindicated, a generation ago, had ordered the end of Clan Kadera for their refusal to heed his call had such a ruthless measures been taken. Oh, that was not a very good reading. I like missed too many words, sir. Mandos are old school style red shirts, absolutely. I mean, they are a little more interesting. But other than that, yeah, they're gonna die. Where was that final? We're final. Jakaya began to walk. The clamor began to fade with each step. When he reached the center, he paused to survey the crowd. They were as silent as the stone. They disapprove, Ras thought, watching the proceedings from high up in the stands. More than that, they were angry. Word had, of course, got out that more blood would spill when the victor of this contest was decided. Not since Mandalore the Vindicated, a generation ago, had ordered the end of Clan Kadera for their refusal to heed his call had such ruthless measures been taken. Ras had spoken to his brother many times over the last few days, but Jakaya would not yield. The leaders of these two clans would fight, the winner would walk away, and the loser and all who followed them would die. Jakaya stood unmoving in the center. He nodded. Oh, what's gonna happen? I don't even know. Balag of Clan Narak and Arla Shale from Clan Shale entered from opposite sides. Balag wore trophies on his belt, skins, spurs, and bones of monsters he had faced. He had a vicious, bladed buckler at his wrist and an ugly scattergun resting on his shoulder. He tilted his head to the crowd, raising his arms in premature victory. Arla had no adornments save the worn finish on her armor and the long rifle. Let's see again. Yeah, zoom in. And the long... We'll just get that a little bit. And the long rifle with a sharpened bayonet attached at its tip. Her gaze never strayed from her opponent. Right? I'm wondering if they might merge in some way. We'll see. A clash of metal sounded among the witnesses. Uh-oh. Too loud. A clash of metal sounded among the witnesses. The noise grew louder and louder as everyone struck the ground, a chestplate or two weapons together. They would honor the combatants, if not the man who put them there. Mandalorians from the featured clans were at their opposite sides. There was far more at stake than this single match. Ras noticed that some of Clan Narak were not present. Maybe they lacked confidence in their leader and tried to make a break for it. Cowards. They either supported who led them or they picked a new leader. Jakaya raised his open hand. The chaotic clashing subsided. A flash of blue fire from his jetpack and he rose high into the air, his hand still open. Every eye was on him. He looked at Balag, who nodded, beat his chest, and yelled a war cry. He looked at Arla, who swung her rifle forward and nodded. Jakaya closed his fist. Fight, 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 fight! Balag launched himself forward. Oh, I keep starting too loud. Balag launched himself forward, his jetpack blazing. Arla sidestepped, but he swung his buckler out and slashed her across her chestplate and up over her helmet, knocking her down. A small splatter disappeared into the red sand. The crowd cheered. First blood. And that was his intention, Ras thought. His life, his entire clan, on the line, and he plays to the crowd? Balog had raised his hands again as... I keep doing it, too loud! Balog had raised his hands again as Ras watched Arla struggle to stand. The attack had done more damage than it seemed. Leaning heavily on her rifle, she braced herself once again. Balog charged. This time he connected, throwing her back, almost knocking her off her feet once again. Landing, he leveled his scattergun, but she batted it aside with her rifle just as it fired in a deafening blast. Arla continued the swing of her weapon in a quick arc and jammed her rifle butt into Balog's helmet, snapping his head back. She swung her bayonet back, but Balog ducked under the attack. Dropping his scattergun, he smoothly drew out a long serrated knife holstered at his leg. He raised it between them, the blade swaying back and forth like a snake. A snake. Maybe this buckler has a sharp edge. I don't know. I don't think Mandos tend to use bucklers at all. Mandalorian buckler, or it's uncommon. Like I don't, There's a Mandalorian in the Clone Wars that looks like using a holographic shield. Yeah, I can't really find any examples of, But aren't bucklers, they're made of metal, right? They can be made out of metal, rather. A Beskar buckler would hurt like a lot. If you got whacked with one of those. Let's see. Agreed, a shovel can kill. Can you imagine? Balog walked into the ring with a shovel strapped to his back. Who would win? Arla with a scattergun or Balog with a shovel? Balog was unmatched in melee combat, relying on his strength and speed. He pressed forward with wild swings and short jabs. Arla, barely turning each attack aside, using her long rifle as a staff. The ringing of metal on metal was the only thing that rose above the crowd's noise. Arla was fighting defensively, never wasting energy, never moving a hair's width further than she had to. She was frustrating Balog, but her measured defense wouldn't win this fight. Oh no! Another deflection. Balog cursed and took a step back, spinning the dagger in his hand. Arla held the rifle in front of her. She sported a half-dozen cuts across her arms and torso and was beginning to sway on her feet. Balog let out a bark and spun his dagger once more, drawing her eye. He lunged, sparking his jetpack at the last second and twisting around to catch her with his buckler instead. Blood flew and Arla sank to the ground, one hand on her neck, the other on her rifle for support. The crowd surged forward, pressed against the shield. A low rhythmic chant began as Balog flew high into the air, crying out in victory. Arla gripped the rifle tightly, leaning heavily on it, but couldn't pull herself to her feet. Ras looked to his brother, his heart racing. Jakaya watched from his hovering perch, his fist still closed. Balog reversed his grip on his dagger for a killing blow. Another spark from his jetpack and he streaked towards Arla, his weapons flashing. Just one weapon, not weapons. His weapon flashing. With barely an arm's length between them, Arla swung her rifle around, its butt already firmly planted in the ground, and drove the bayonet point into Balog's chest, the tip bursting through his shoulder. Ouch! I'm guessing this guy isn't wearing Beskar, or maybe she got it in the joints? Balog cried out, blood rushing out of his mouth. Not a killing blow, but more than enough to end this. Arla caught his dagger as it dropped from nerveless fingers. His mouth opened and closed a few times in shock. Arla stood, no hint of her previous weakness. The wounds at her neck and elsewhere were bloody, but far less serious than they appeared. Balag grasped at her rifle, but his strength was gone. Yo, why she gotta cheat like that? Bursting through his chest, xenomorph confirmed. Oh no! Arla raised Balag's own dagger high into the air, reversing her grip. The crowd grew silent. She eyed her own clan for several heartbeats. She nodded before turning her gaze on Clan Narak, who sat in silence across the arena. Some were stricken, some were angry, some accepted their fate and waited. She lowered the dagger to Balag's throat, its serrated edge pressing against his exposed skin. He flinched. His eyes gleamed with hate and fear. Jakaya flew closer, but said nothing. A draw, Arla said quietly. Jakaya landed beside her. Those witnesses close enough to hear her began to murmur. A draw, Arbiter, she repeated louder this time. More of the crowd began to rumble. Jakaya regarded her and the helpless Balag for a moment. A draw is declared, Jakaya announced, his voice carried to every corner. Cries went up. Ras couldn't tell if they were angry or shocked. Probably both. Jakaya turned towards Balag, who was losing a lot of blood. Do we have an agreement? Balag gritted his teeth a few times. The fight continued to drain out of him, mixing with the widening red pool. He nodded. This duel is over. He raised his fist and opened it for all to see. Arla tossed the dagger away before turning back towards her clan. The clash of weapons on metal was deafening. Balag grasped for his dagger with numb fingers. Clan Narak stood silent. I think there's like a gap in time. No sidewalk chats today. Ross was going to make it. He rounded the corner, and Jakaya was standing outside the pub, looking at his datapad. Jack? He looked up. Ross, on time. Should I be worried? Jakaya said. His eyes were bright, a rare but welcome sight. No traffic. Any news? Clan Narak found a new leader. You don't say, Ras smirked. And Clan Shale? Going strong. Jakaya nodded. Arla is a fine warrior. You know I fought with her a ways back. You mentioned that, yeah. Ras smiled before stepping closer, his voice lowering. You took a real risk, Jack. Are you a game dev? Nah, I'm just a fan of the game. I'm a web designer / marketing person in real life. Or as my profession, rather. Jakaya nodded, his eyes darkening. Ras patted him on the shoulder. Let's head in. Ras. Jakaya stopped him, his hand on the door. I thought we could try the place up the street. Change things up. What? Why? Ras pulled on the door. Oh, what was that? Ras did what with the door? Ras pulled on the door. Ras. The tone was soft, but he held the door closed. Let's leave them to their dinner. Jakaya took his hand off the door, the red dust falling and swirling around them both. Come on. It's on me. The familiar muffled sounds from inside were loud and comforting, but Ras let go of the door and the two brothers walked up the street in silence. The end! So why didn't they want to go in? Is it because they they kind of riled things up too much? Or does Jakaya no longer feel comfortable there? Because before it said something along the lines of the patrons pretended to ignore his new status and treat him like one of them. But now he's like truly the arbiter, right? He's very much embraced that role, and no one will ever see him as anything other than the arbiter of the Mandalorians. I like that story. I was kind of curious about how it was going to go. So it looks like Clan Shale still has Arla in charge, and Clan Narak, they just overthrew their leader, seeing that he was not actually all he was saying he was cracked up to be, you know? Yeah, I liked it. I liked it. I'm trying to remember, there was another clan that was mentioned in one of the Swtor Mandalorian Codex entries? Mandalorian Old Republic lore entries. There's one that talks about a different clan. This very recent, to do with like the new stuff. Ooh, I have hiccups. Oh no! And it has to do with a clan, and that's the one who becomes head of Cole. I'm trying to remember what that clan was called. I don't think it was anyone involved here, but I wanted to make sure, you know? It's not Shape Isla. Eh, I don't see it on here. Interesting. I thought it would be a part of this Mandalorian setup here. Head to Cole? No? Okay, that'll have to do. I think this might be a good Mando's always screaming. I think this might be a good time to end the stream. I'm not sure. Well, what I normally do at the end of a Twitch stream is we go see someone else's channel, but I don't even really know how to do that here. So I guess we just say goodbye. Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. It's nice to see you. So if you want to watch me actually playing SWTOR, I will be around in about 5 hours from now at 6 p.m. PST, and that'll be on twitch.tv/Swtorista, which is where I normally stream. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching me record some behind the scenes. So the next steps for the things we just did is I need to edit the audio, take out all the gaps in between, and make sure it sounds good. And then I will add video to it and make the actual video for it. So see you guys later. Bye. Have a great day. See ya. Ta-ta. Bye-bye. Okay.